battery happens in. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I'd be back. All right, let's get started here. Actually, we need to freeze that. Oops, right there. Pause that for a minute. We'll come back to that in a little bit. All right, coming over here to your solar report. Here we are, January 26, 2024. And I'm going to go ahead and start the loop there. Not a lot going on today, thankfully. And one little blast out of the top right here where our spire is going here still. There's still something out there coming. Okay, it's still pointing at it. This is just one little burst from that region. Something else that's coming along with it probably. But thankfully not too much going on the sun right now. Because we don't need to be taking any more shots right now. So good news to report here. Not much going on the sun. Small little blast right there. Not much to look at really to zoom in on. Let's just go over it really quickly though here. All right, so opening frame 024, our event already underway. You can see it right here in this spire area. You can see our little round object right here, but then doused in plasma. It gets kind of drowned out. You can't, whoops, all right. I think right there's a good shot of it right there. Let me just pull that down a little bit. Now you can see it a little bit better. And why not zoom just a little bit there. There's our object right there. All right, so you can see the instrumentation reacting to it. There might be even something hiding in here. Usually when there's a dent like this, there's something in there creating it. So there might be a secondary object in here as well. But there's that. And let me just back out of this real quick. We can go a few more frames here. Just let it kind of clear the screen. Boom. You see not much else going on. Small little spit and sputter down here, but not too much. And not all the data is there either, but there's not much else that we're really missing there. So let's come on over to the solar ham real quick. And you can see it's been pretty quiet lately. There we go, one more time. Here's a few little pops that we saw earlier on, but then it just died off. We had this one little strange slow motion event, but it wasn't very big or tall. try and get these lines out of there. There we go a little bit. All right, so very calm now. We had this big active event that the last few days, and now it's calmed down a little bit, and it's hitting the seafloor. So the sun's nice and calm for right now, which is a good news. I'm not a doom and gloomer here. I like to report good news as well. Our M flare potential went down to 45. X flare still 10 though, so there's still that potential out there because of these two big sunspots, these 3559 and 3561 that are both beta gamma. All right, so that's the reasoning for the 45% and the 10% still is because we got these two big sunspots still there. Our KP index coming back to life here a little bit. You saw it hit the floor right here and then jump up when we had a little impact there. But it wasn't much. It barely reached, it didn't even reach 3. So that's what our impacts look like now, from 0 to 3 instead of from like normal 3 up to 6 and 7. All right, so here's our auroras for the moment. Back to healthy looking auroras, green, not too strong, but there and still vibrant. Okay, and then they're still talking about this at the old sunspot now, but let's come over here, open up the tracker real quick here, and let's see if we have any new. No, I don't think there's anything new coming our way anyway. So I want to open up this one again and just see if they've made any adjustments to the timing. Oh no, wait, here we go. All right, so let's get this to play. Here we go. So here we are early on the 26th. Bam, taking an impact right there. All right, we're threading the eye of the needle right there. Let's see if we're going to play again here. This is a different reading than we saw last night. This shows more of an impact kind of hitting us. Let's watch this go again here. All right, here we go. Right here's the eye of the needle. We go right in between those two. So it looks like it's coming here probably pretty soon. We should expect impact here and an absorption event upon impact. Okay, even though we're threading the eye of the needle right here, we still are taking some of the impact now, it looks like. All right, so there's that. And we'll, now this one's not updated. Okay, so anytime now we're I guess we did already get the impact. Let's, yeah, because it was early for the 26th. I'm thinking today's the 25th. I'm a day behind. And I forgot to pull up another thing. So bear with me. Let's get space weather pulled up here real quick. Nope. That's the wrong link. Sorry, hang on just a second. I forgot to open an extra page here. Where'd it go? Oh, here. We have to do it this way. All right, there we go. My bad. I forgot to get this up and going here. So the forecast calls for quiet. Hyperactive sunspot 3561, which peppered the Earth with dozens of solar flares last week, is now exhausted. The active region has almost completely stopped flaring, and as a result, this weekend is expected to be quiet. Yay! Rare auroras. Look at this one. Like a ribbon, almost like a corkscrew. Like a DNA thing. Regular readers may recall how we've occasionally reported on magnetic sine waves rippling through the Earth's magnetic field, causing magnetospheric to ring like the magnetosphere to ring like a bell. Oh yeah, let's look at some of this because we had some problems with our magnetic field. Ring like a bell. Musical note from the magnetosphere. Okay, so it's a musical note from the magnetosphere, which is a frequency. A musical note is a frequency. All right, so I thought they were going to actually let us hear it. But anyways, this strange little ribbon type effect right here. Okay, keep that in the back of your head here as we come over now to the Schumann. Yeah. Take a look at what's going on now, you guys. Here, let me pull it up just a tad bit more. Well, that's better, I guess, right there. Okay, a little bit of good news here to report. I'm going to see if I can sacrifice our focus for a minute. Draw it on in. Push this up a little bit. There's a point here where we don't get the wavy lines. That's pretty good right there. As you can see, all the way over here to the left, we just very, very weak magnetic field for a very long time. All right. It's starting to come back to life. I want you to kind of imagine the core with the shell. Put your fist in your hand, in your other hand, and wrap your other hand around your fist. Take the hand that's wrapped around and squeeze down on your fist and try to turn your fist, and it's barely moving inside of your hand, right? And that's what's happening with the core and the shell around it. And here it was just not moving at all, just barely starting to squeak here, coming out of it. Finally, it moves with a ting like this, and very slowly. Imagine like a car with bad brakes that are the brakes are locked up, and a big truck is trying to push it with the locked up brakes, and the wheels are starting to move. And that's what this is the and then finally it gives, but then stops. Look how quiet it gets all through here. And then finally, you see this little screeching effect right here at the lower frequencies just before it breaks loose. Now the core is finally spinning in its shell, but it's grinding, okay? We had a long period here and over here as well with a very weak magnetic field, we'll just say, all right? And now this used to be a bad sign, but this is a good sign now that it's finally lit back up. And yeah, lube it up. It does need some lube. Well, what happened was we had a release of pressure. And finally your outer hand squeezing down, relinquished that grip a little bit, so your fist could spin inside of it a little bit better. It's that spinning sphere inside a molten metal type shell. Spinning inside that generates the magnetic field. And when that shell clamps down on the sphere, or the sphere swells and rubs up to the inside, the underside of the shell, either way, however way it's clamping down or expanding out, it causes those two to jam up. There's your jam up session. We just had a jam session. That's what I should have called this, jam session. Maybe I'll go back and change the title. But the jammed up kind of session is over. You could see it was barely squeaking here. This one frequency, or like 5 hertz, you can see this little scraping going across. But look, there are breaks in that scraping there and there, all through here. Okay, so we've been having a weak field for quite a while, and then we just went from very weak field to super kind of strong right now. So if you guys are feeling frazzled, this is why. You just went from Oh boy, it's hard to explain, but you just went from no Schumann resonance or very, very minimal to very intense again. All right. I bet a lot of you were feeling lethargic, a lot of pain. I have a shattered body, so anytime something happens like this, I feel a lot of pain. So, yeah, some people said bone aches, yeah, muscle aches, stuff like that. Also, confusion. Like sometimes when you're trying to make a decision and you can't decide right away. You're having troubles making split decisions. That's all because of this interference. It plays with your head and your body, and everything, without you knowing it. You know, if you didn't know this is gone, you or going on, you'd say, "What's up with everybody today? Why is everybody acting so weird today?" Well, now you know why. Sometimes because when we have events like this, I'm surprised this is up here right now. To tell you the truth, I'm surprised the data's up there. But good old Russians still keep posting it. Let me get the wavy lines out of there the best I can. All right. So there's your Schumann resonance. That everybody say, "Oh, it's looking good. It's looking quiet." No, that's too quiet. We need a green line going, a solid green line going across here. And I mean a solid green line, not something wispy. This is missing. There's just haze back there behind it. That's the residual magnetic that's left over. Let me just put it like this. If you take a screw or a screwdriver and you put electrodes on it and make it an electromagnet, then when you take those electrodes off, it loses its magnetivity, but not all of it. Some of the molecules are still lined up in the rows, and it has a slight magnetic effect still. The screw or the screwdriver will retain some magnetic effects for a while. And that's what's going on here is our core and our mantle and all the other properties of this planet that are still magnetized, still residual magnetic field there when the core and the shell mechanism comes to a halt. Whew. I hope you guys understand what's going on there. Now let's, I got to move on to this now. Now, oh yes, speaking of this, let me pull back, get back into frame here. I know most of you like to enjoy Mr. MBB, and he was reporting on Sandstorm today, so I had to come over here to check this out. And let's just start off nice and easy here first with the sand report that he was looking at right here. Okay, this is your dirt and your dust and stuff coming off. There we go. All right, but this doesn't give it its true. This is just, there's more particles in there. So we have particulates right here. All right, and this is dust and aerosols. This is 1 micron, 2.5 microns, and 10 microns. First, let's start with 1 micron. This is like the really small, superfine dust. Let's go up to bigger microns, 2.5. All right, now look at this. Now what we're going to do, all right, this is sand right here. All right, this is big particulates. This is a lot of, they're bigger sized. And then watch this as we go up to 10 microns. This is more than a sandstorm. This is like a dirt storm or something. This is huge. This is a lot bigger than what it's appearing to be. Now, what it's important here that I want to point out. Oh, are you kidding? It's already happened? Wow. I was going to try to point out here tonight that the wind directions are taking it towards Great Britain. And and Ireland here. All right, this plume was way down here a little while ago, right here. Since I started, it's already jammed up there. So what I was going to say is, all you people up here in Great Britain and Ireland, expect a dirt storm coming your way. A sandstorm with very, very big particles, a very dense sandstorm. Um, Depending on the timing, say if it were to hit during the day with this thick plume, it could darken the day. Midday, it could darken here in the UK. All right, so I'm not trying to predict a day of darkness in the UK. You can see it coming. Oh boy. All right, you see that flow coming up from it? And this flow, this is already blossomed off. Oh, something else I want to point out too. There's a split right here, and some of this flow is going down to South America. And now it's already reached the coast of South America. This was over here earlier, and now it's already reached. Wow, this thing's moving fast. So there's your dust storm, your sandstorm, your. Let's go down to 2.5 microns. That's the smaller particles still there. 1 micron. And then the dust. So they're going to get hit. Usually this stuff comes across the Atlantic and comes and hits, swoops up into the Gulf and hits America and stuff over here. But there's this oscillation right here that's blocking it and shunting it all up. This sandstorm is going to reverse direction and take out Great Britain. Also France, Spain, because see how it's coming up like this? This is also going to shift this way. This upward flow will move in that direction over time, and it will bring more of this sand up into Europe. That's crazy. It's not that time of year for a sandstorm. This is not the season. This is way out of character for the Earth. When I saw that report today, I almost spit my coffee out. Went, are you kidding me? We're not supposed to have sandstorms right now. But there it is, and it's a healthy one. All right, I'll take you back to it. The dust size that he was reporting on. Okay, and you can see it coming up here. The wind patterns, the wind flow. And I got this wind down here. Let me just show you something here. You see over here on the air right here. We are at 850. We're just above the surface. Here's the surface. There's 1,000 feet, or yeah, about 1,000 feet, and just a little bit higher. All right. That's the wind patterns for this particulates. All right. So we're at the altitude where it is, and then when we come over to the particulates, we have our plume with our wind. Okay, so the wind corresponds with the plume. You see it? And not too hard to figure out that this plume is going to get wrapped up in this and come right at Great Britain, Ireland. Like I said, it could shift this way and bring some into France and Spain possibly. And then this flow also goes, it's going to go right across this and go into Norway, Sweden, this whole area as well. So watch out for a day of darkness here soon, depending on the timing it hits. Their day is our night sometimes. So they're off like 8 hours or something like that. So depending on the timing this hits, if it does strike with all force and this dense part right here shifts up and comes across there, it's gonna make for a very hazy day in the UK. And if it's super dense, I've seen these sandstorms get turn it from day to night. And there's also other ones going on here. Look at this one right here. Coming across Saudi Arabia. We got a wall of sand right here coming across Saudi Arabia. This one right here. It's whipping and going out that way. So it's not just this area, but this thing is impressive, and it's way out of season. That's what's unusual about this, okay? Also here, let's come on over and just do our regular stuff here as well. Take you up to the polar vortex. And now it has even kind of gotten smaller in size. It really has diminished in size. It's more compact, more organized, but it's not so big and broad. It's very small in size. Our sub-vortex that was over here on America, see it weakening and just kind of fading out right here. It's just barely there now. I'll take you down a layer. Okay. Now let's go to our upper jet right here. Now, here's our issue, because this compacted now polar vortex has created a very nasty jet stream starting over here where it had kicked up the dust storm. Now look at this hot cocktail, cold air coming down from here, moist air coming up from here, streaking all through Saudi Arabia, India, all the way through China. It goes all the way across the Pacific and then hits this ridge right here and splits in two. A lot of this goes up into Northern California. They're getting hammered with rain and stuff. Southern California as well. But this comes way down like this. We have this Boeing effect where cold air from up here is coming down into Texas. Whew. Right as everything's going off at the border, we got our jet streams shoving everything right through Texas. Then it pops out the backside and goes right across the east part of the country. So that's your jet stream for right now, and it's not looking good. But this might chase off the feds too. We got some good old boys that stand there in a tornado. The feds won't. They'll run like little cowards they are. Okay, let's come on over to the chemicals also here and show you the SO2 without the wind. All right, there's our pressure. Country divided. Okay, it's still spewing SO2 on this side, very spotty on this side. Looks like some of the ridge line of the Sierras is kind of busting out with some SO2 now. As well as here in the Bay Area. Let's just do this really quick. Yeah, there's a big old plume of SO2 here in the Bay Area. You got a plume coming out where I'm around now too. Uh-oh. Oh, maybe we'll be getting earthquakes here soon too. All right, moving on. I want to come over here to China real quick, give you a gauge of how... Is this a brightness? No? Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to give you the real color. That's about it right there. Okay, so a little darker patch right here, but still overall, I'd say 5. It's kind of increased a little bit in this area, but some of the other regions, well, I don't know. Looking kind of bloody over here. Yeah, this area is picking up in activity. It's not as dark, but there's a lot more spots starting to leak. See all these little independent plumes? Bing, bing, bing. These are all independent spots. Dark ones in here. Drag you over to here a little bit. See these ones here? Let's come over to the island of Java real quick. Sorry, got you guys spinning around and around, huh? All right. Ooh, this is looking a little darker now. The purple island of Java is now purple again, folks. Let's. That's the color I usually call a 6 or a 7, maybe. It's darkening in here. That means there's a lot of SO2 coming out. The pressure under the island is pushing out a lot of SO2, is what that means, okay? So there is pressure down below. The more SO2 it pumps out is usually an indicator the more pressure. So I would say the pressure has ramped up a little bit. Yeah. We're going to go from 5 to 6 now. Our region doesn't seem as bad, but it is kind of darkening in a little bit. Yeah, I think our pressure's rising, so I'm going to put it like a 6 now until I see this kind of lighten up a little bit. This is another indicator. Here's the coast of South America. And these are all individual sites. Boom, 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 all the way down the coastline. Once we had 4 dots like these show up by California and everybody, the whole world slammed on its brakes. Oh my God! Now, I didn't even care. It's like, what? What happened? Anyways, our fulcrum point right here is the dark spot. Let me pull back. This is where our earthquake's always popping off at this fulcrum spot right here. And it happens to be the darkest dot around. Imagine that. Fulcrum point. Darkest dot around, huh? Yep. Anyways, this region, my bad. I should have just kept it zoomed in. This region down here, the darkness of it as well. See, it's getting these darker purples here. Yeah, we're going to put it at a 6 now. I see a little increase in pressure from down below. Thus, let's the earthquake report here. Just moments before we went live here, right as Marv was finishing up here, we had this. Let me get back into range. We had the 6.1 here at Texaco, Guatemala. Now, this is right by the Cocos plate here, and it relieved a lot of pressure. It's good that it wasn't out here on the shelf. Thankfully, it's on land. All right. It's probably the people in the region aren't thankful it's on land, but that's a 6.1 down at 108. Okay, so it's not a surface quake. It's a ways down underneath this shelf. Okay, these two regions are almost the same altitude. You know, when we're looking at it from this high up, you got to go down into the page. You know, a good 12 inches or whatever to get down to 108 kilometers. Okay, so that's down there a little deeper than just a surface quake. Right here, we had a 4.0 at the surface, right along this shelf here. And what I don't want to see here, I've explained it a couple of times, but I'll just kind of go into detail. All right, this little chunk right here, you see this wall, this ridge line that runs down all the way down the length of this shelf right here, right? There we go. And when you have a quake, like a surface quake, right on the corner, right on the edge, it breaks away slabs. You see this slab that is broken away in the past? When slabs like that fall away, they create localized tsunamis. Okay? So that's why it's kind of crucial we don't get them right on the edge of that plateau there. So thankfully, 6.1, 108, but also this could push pressure up this way into Southern California as well. It's not always going north to south. When these plates shift, it can put pressure anywhere along this plate line, okay? But when we're getting it down here, sometimes it does push up, and don't be surprised if we see a quake here in San Diego. Not a big one. This was 6.1. I'd say maybe a 7 or something. No, I'm joking. Maybe like a 5, though, possibly, in this region. A 7? No, I was joking. We don't want to see a 7 in that region. It's not funny. It's here we go over at the geysers with some activity again. 4.2. Oh, that's at 2.8 kilometers. That's a surface quake. 2.5. There's probably a bunch of little quakes going on right here. 3.1. Yeah, there's a little quake swarm going on here at Clear Lake. That's an indicator of the pressure down below. Here, I'm pretty sure there's more. All magnitudes. Oh, yeah. That's more like it. See, got us a little quake swarm going on here. Is this too bright? All right. Anyways, bunch of small ones, couple of recent ones, and this couple of red ones right here that are recent. Okay, so we're swarming out here with a bunch of small quakes in this region. The pressure down below is causing a little quake swarm here in Northern California. I'll go back to the regular ding. All right. We had this one up here in Washington as well. 3.1 here. Just north of the Puget Sound area up there. That's at a depth of 6.2, so that's a very shallow quake there. Not much going on up in this region, so let's come down here to where we begin. Here's our 4.4, but this isn't the super deep quake. This is down at 360. So this one's probably not causing much surface activity. Bet you this surface activity kind of more from residual. Actually, this is a 5.5 down at 215. That's not a surface quake. Here's a 5.1 down at 34. That's not a surface quake either. We got a 5.3 down at 40. All right, so we have 3 5 magnitude plus quakes right here in a row that are not surface quakes. That's an indicator of the pressure down below. That's the old. Okay. I want to come over here to what was going on here in China. The latest weak spot. Come on, pop it up. Thank you. 4.3, 4.5, 4.6, and 4.2, all at a depth of 10, all surface quakes, shallow quake, or, surface quakes right there. Not at the surface. 10 kilometers down is not right on the ground, okay, but they're shallow, what we call more surface quake. Now, over here, this fulcrum point, usually we're seeing over here. This is kind of a different location on this side. 4.1 here in Afghanistan. That's down at 136. Here's a 4.5. That's a little shallower at 19. So some of this energy is taking a different route. Instead of coming up and traveling up through here, it's popping off up here and kind of jumping over this way, it seems. Here, let's get into this real quick. 5.1 at Turkey. And finally, a little quake here at Italy, a 4.4. Ooh, down at 273. That might cause another little surface quake, another 4, mid-range 4 at the surface there. That's an indicator here. You see this big caldera? This happened inside this ancient caldera right here. Down at 273. So that's magma down under there moving around underneath this caldera. Watch out, Italy. You guys are getting motion in this area. Eventually, the spot's going to go off. It has to have some kind of release more than this and soon and regular, or else they're just going to have a big snap there. Mid-Atlantic Ridge, 4.9 on the Ascension Island. You know what we do with 0.9s around here? Yep, that's right. And we have a new quake here. 4.4 down in Argentina. This is down at 112. Here in the mountain range, a lot of these quakes along this fulcrum point area are in these mountains here, so they're down a little deeper. But there's a 112. This one's 139. This one's 93. So they're usually down a little deeper in this mountainous region here. Okay, I think we're done with that. Let's come on over to the volcanoes. You guys are brave hanging out at this channel. Something wrong with you? Yeah, you love me, huh? Oh, cool. I love you guys too. Thank you for spending some of your time here with me. And we're practicing patience, huh? And patience is love, and love is patience. So we're all just loving being tested by our patience here, Lord. Come on. Can we have the volcano page eventually, though? Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Okay. Already into the 27th. Santo Guido, Fuego, Popo, Semeru, Ventador, Sangay. Here we go. Semeru, Volcanic Ash Advisory. Flight level 150 is 15,000 feet. Okay, so the Vona state eruption, 15,000 feet. Popo, 20,000 feet. Santa Guido, Fuego, 15,000 feet. Sangay, 20,000. Reventador, 15. Noticing all above 10,000. Okay, let's get into the 26th, not the 25th. Boy, I've been off a day all day today. Okay, Sakurajima reported 1, 2, flight level 8080, so 8,000 feet. 4,000 feet, Suenoshijima, Ibu, Semeru, 15,000 feet. Popocatépetl, 19,000. Santa Guito, Volcanic Ash Advisory. Here we go. Fuego, 15,000. Nevada del Ruiz, 20,000. Sangay, Novie. Reventador, 15,000 feet. And has remained essentially explosions continue to take place from the that reached 15,000 feet in height and drifted west and southwest over the past few days. Sabancaya, herd? I never heard a herd. You ever heard a herd? Well, let's read about the herd, shall we? The effusion eruption of the volcano continues. The latest Sentinel-2 satellite imagery from January 25th revealed a thermal anomaly at the summit area. This highly likely indicates the presence of a lava flow on the southwest slope, currently about 400 meters long. So let's add herd to the active list. Ever heard of herd? Well, now you've heard. Pizamani going off, Ducono, Ebico, Erebus, Erda Ale, Fuego. Here, let me just scoot it all the way up. Ibu, Krakatau, Luatobi, Luatolo, Marapi, Masaya, Marapi, Michael in the South Sandwich Islands still going off, Niragongo, Popocatépetl, Reventador, Reykjanes is still, no. Is Reykjanes still going off? It must be, it's on this. Sabancaya, or, you know what, maybe they're expecting Reykjanes to go off here, because we got some building pressure, and that's what we need to kind of talk about too, is Reykjanes waking up. Sabancaya, Sakurajima, Sangay, Santa Guido, Semeru, Chivaluge, Stromboli in the by Italy here. Suenoshijima, Villarica, Yasur, and then back over to this list going up. Ulawan here, Ubinus. Watch for these to come at one or two of these to become active. Rayung, or some weird volcano that we've never heard of. Near Magira, Nevada Del Ruiz, Mayonne. Mayonne's always jumping back and forth. Same with Nevada Del Ruiz. Should be already over here. Manam, this is one to watch. Karangatang, Etna might go active again. Cotopaxi was active and now is over here. Watch for it to jump back onto the active list. That was a new volcano added to the list the other day. Aoba and the one down in Antarctica as well. Don't forget it. It's not on this list, but don't forget it. It's still there. Okay, forecast. We're getting closer, folks. And I don't even not have a spiritual report pulled up. What are we doing tonight, Lord? Okay, let this play for a second. Our concerns now kind of shifted once these next few rounds of thunderstorms, severe weather for the South and the East Coast is over. Main concerns are shifting over here to the West Coast, where California and Oregon, the Pacific Northwest, especially California, is just going to get pummeled here. And with moisture over these coming weeks here, or coming week, trying to get some good coloration here for the left side of the screen, as well as trying to keep all the dates and stuff in there. All right, good enough. When it comes back around, we'll freeze it and start doing this. Come on, and freeze. Okay, current conditions, the nighttime of the January 26th right now. The 26th, Brian. It's the 26th already. Wow. Here we have our storm impacting the Northwest right here. We have icing events going off in this as well. Little pink spots in there. As we go forward here, we got, this is the morning of the 27th. Severe weather hitting the coast of Oregon here, as well as this severe weather hitting down here. Okay, back up. You see this plume of moisture right here is just starting to brew, and it's going to go ballistic in the morning. All right, so here we go with our morning convection. Okay, down here we're talking about Louisiana, Mississippi, even Arkansas, parts of Tennessee in the morning. Then it gets really organized here. You can watch both sides, but I'm going to cover this for right now. That's Alabama, just getting it right there by the noontime tomorrow, or the 27th. Tomorrow, yeah. Whew. I've been missing in action for a day, I think. Here's the end of convection. Now, if we have this kind of growth from the morning to noon, I'm kind of expecting convection to look a little bit more serious than that. I pray that this is what happens, that it diminishes in strength by the end of convection there. But then we go into the nighttime. By the morning, we got snow up in here, still severe weather up there in the morning. Here's the noon. Convection, all the convection's offshore, just mainly snow for New York, Pennsylvania, that region. Even into the nighttime, the morning hours still, and then by the noontime, it's the 29th, it's gone. We still have British Columbia being impacted up here. It just seems to be some magnet for storms right there. Now we're getting into the end of convection, the 29th. The nighttime of the 29th, look up here. Let's kind of get that a little bit better. There's the morning of the 30th. This low right up here, it's got a lot of wind associated with it, but mainly the snow is just right here, Great Lakes, that area. Now up here, severe weather, deep snow, heavy snow, rain, the whole Puget Sound area right there, the morning of the 30th. When you back it up a little bit, you can see from convection through the nighttime into the morning, that just gets gnarly up there, all right? Now we go into the noontime, convection, the nighttime of the 30th, morning of the 31st, with severe weather hitting Northern California now, the morning of the 31st. Here's the noontime, convection. It's still there when clouds are convecting at its best. We might have a little bit of chances for a little water spout. Still up here in British Columbia, amazing here. That's the end of convection, the 30th, the nighttime of the 31st. I mean, the morning of the 1st. That's February 1st, the noon time, convection, nighttime, morning of the 2nd. Look at that thing wrapping up out there. All right, lots of snow across this whole region, especially for me in my area. There's the end of convection, February 2nd, nighttime, morning of the 3rd, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 4th, noon, convection, nighttime. Whew, look at this, just trying so hard here. Morning of the 5th, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 6th, noon, convection, nighttime. And then the rest of that is kind of far out in advance, but not much else. A few little storms, maybe this way out there, but our next little round really to worry about is what's moving through the south right here. Starting right now into the morning hours right here. Everybody pay attention in this area, especially around the noon time. It's going to strike a little earlier than the afternoon than you think here. This is 10 a.m. Pacific. That's like 12, 1 o'clock, and not the end of convection there is when they're going to have their nastiest. So that's when the sun's highest in the sky, too. We could see possible little outbreak there. We'll see. It all depends on the wind shear and everything. So, okay, moving on. Boom, boom, boom. So that's our one event that we'll watch, and then everybody on the West Coast brace for storm after storm after storm, and then we got a clearing out. There's another one. All right. So there's your solar space earthquake weather volcano report. Now, let me start Xing out of some of these. Do we get that one in there? Yeah, we did. Get rid of that. The volcano report takes up a bunch. We'll leave the earthquake report and the Schumann up. In fact, let's just go take a new refresh look at the Schumann here. Okay, still scraping along. That's good. That's fine. As long as it's not going dark like this. Okay, so we'll keep Schumann and the earthquake map going because we're having quakes now. Remember, it was being kind of quiet. It looks like we might have a little uptick in quake activity with that pressure down below. It's not going to be a big uptick, but you can see it was able to kick off a 6. So that slight little burp and pressure from down below turned, what we usually have mid-range 5s and low-end 5s. Now we got some 6.1, and it was probably a little higher than that, maybe a 6.3. I'll take a little look at the damage came out of that region. That's what I kind of assessed. Brian, I tried sending you some very, very interesting clouds here this last week. Your email is full. Oh, shit. Okay, hang in there, Vincent. I'll try to fix that. Earth burps and farts. Yes. Burps and farts. It kind of like a living being, so it does. All right, so there's a release of some of the pressure right there, 6.1, but probably not enough. We'll probably continue to see, a couple of little higher end 5s, maybe another 6 or something around there. Look for an open spot, anywhere where there's not volcanoes really relieving the pressure. You might see something around this region. It's pretty quiet. Okay. Or even in here, a 6-pointer or maybe even 6.5, something like that. So a slight uptick in pressure, which brings up a little uptick in magnitude. So, I had the pressure at the 6. So because we have 6 magnitude. All right, so they kind of correlate. The pressure, my little pressure chart, and their earthquakes kind of correlate. All right, so now let's get on to the spiritual stuff. You guys like enough of this stuff. Get to the good stuff, Brian. This is the good stuff, huh? We're gonna. I had nothing picked out, Lord. What were you gonna pick out? No, I don't want to do that one again. I guess we're doing the again. All right. Sorry, you guys. Just let's get to this real quick and get it out of the way, and we'll. How do we get there, Lord? Oh yes. Hang on just a second. I gotta pull up our video real quick. Where? No, is it the bottom? There we go. Okay. What is it? Oh, I know what you want. Okay, so I guess we're going to do some audio again one more time with this. I'm sorry. He wants me to play this again, so let me get the speakers and everything set up here. I wasn't planning on doing that, but bear with me for a second here. We're just going to start playing this very gently in the background here. What my speed? I want it a little slower so you can hear the opening message. Oh, we're on the wrong speaker system. I want the other one. I don't like showing this over and over again because of the foul language in it. Okay, so please forgive me about the foul language in this. I don't like the foul language in it. I'll try to bleep it out as much as I can and do this the best I can here, Lord. Wait. Pause. Let me get the other sound system up here. This is going to be audio, I guess. So if you guys already heard it, just bear with me. If you guys are trying to hear it better, get your headphones. I guess that's what we're doing, Lord. Okay. Oh, that part. Okay, I'm going to do my best to capture that part, Lord. Okay, so in the very opening of this here, we have our little message here. He is the Christ who's coming quickly. Let me go ahead and try and get this up here a little closer so you guys can hear this. Jesus is close. Go. Holy. Oops. Okay, so Jesus is close. He is the Christ who's coming quickly. Then, okay, I guess it's right here, yeah. I'm trying to do this as best I can. Oh. Bear with me for just a second here. Jesus in the flesh. Whoops. So, okay, hopefully you captured it. The hardest part to hear is the Jesus in the flesh. It whispers flesh. It's very, very faint. But if you come over here to this link and put your headphones on and do what I did, put it at 0.25, go right before this flash and listen closely, you can hear it say, Jesus in the flesh. Right now. Here. All right. Is that good enough, Lord? I tried. Okay, we can move on. Whew. I don't like messing with the EVPs, okay, you guys, and I don't like the profanity in the background, but that is a very important message, and he wants everyone to hear it clear. Oh my. So, the whole message, yes. Jesus is close. He is the Christ who's coming quickly. Jesus in the flesh, right now, here. Whew. Okay, so that was the wonderful message, a beautiful message, very scary event, so kind of scary that it scared this person and they slammed their door and went inside. Okay, if you were a believer, you're not so scared. This is a beautiful event, but the message that goes along with it is makes it all the more authentic. All right, I have dealt with these EVPs now for a while in my life, and that's all I'm going to say about them. You try to talk about that stuff, people think you're crazy. Anyways, that's why I just play it. I'm going to show you.
It doesn't take.
Oh, is this what we're doing?
Helping the ASPCA give an
ad?
The care.
All right.
Safety.
We take care of our animals here too. All right, let's come on over to this.
Welcome back.
All right. So there's a good shot, I guess, right there. Oh, you know what I'm going to do here? Let's go ahead and play this for a minute.
So I know there's a lot of activity going on the sun, but I really don't feel like reporting on that stuff right now. Actually, I want to go back and revisit an event that happened earlier this year, 2020, around Easter, when I captured what appears to be Jesus in the clouds here. So I need you to tilt your head to the right about 45 degrees, and here's an eye, his other eye, his nose, his mouth, his chin and beard, his hair flowing back like this, and you can make out a crown up here above his head. That crown is hovering over his head. There seems to be almost a little halo around his head too. And once you see that image, you see that this face has changed now. Now we're seeing a more round, like lion type face with the nose right here. Here's an eye coming out here, an eye going that way. Here's its mouth slit, the chin going down here. So this round face right here with a crown still above it. Now I'm going to go through and show you the flip book where it changes from Jesus to this lion face. Okay, now we're here at this image right here. This is a flip book of about maybe 15 or 20 of those pictures, and it's the transition between Jesus's face and the lion face.
All right, let's reframe right there and start reading. Alrighty. Let's see here. Hopefully I'm not blinding the camera. All right, good. Let my presence override everything you experience. Like a luminous veil of light, I hover over you and everything around you. I am training you to stay conscious of me in each situation you encounter. When the patriarch Jacob ran away from his enraged brother, he went to sleep on a stone pillow in a land that seemed desolate. But after dreaming about heaven and angels and promised of my presence, he awoke and exclaimed, "Surely the Lord is in this place," and I was not aware of it. His discovery was not only for him, but for all who seek me. Whenever you feel distant from me, say, "Surely the Lord is in this place." Then ask me to give you the awareness of my presence. This is a prayer that I delight to answer. Stay ever so close to me, and you will not deviate from the path I have prepared for you. This is the most efficient way to stay on track. It is also the most enjoyable way. Men tend to multiply duties in their observance of religion. This practice enables them to give me money, time, and work without yielding up to me what I desire the most, their hearts. Rules can be observed mechanically, and once they become habitual, they can be followed with minimal effort and almost no thought. These habit-forming rules provide a false sense of security, lulling the soul into a comatose condition. What I search for in my children is an awakened soul that thrills to the joy of my presence. I created mankind to glorify me and to enjoy me forever. I provide the joy. Your part is to glorify me and by living close to me. I'm the one who keeps your lamp burning. I turn your darkness into light. Sometimes, when you are weary and burdened, you may feel as if your lamp is about to go out. It seems to be flickering and sputtering, on the verge of running out of fuel. Whenever this happens, call out to me for help. Take some deep breaths in my presence, and remember that I am the one who fuels your lamp. I am your strength. I am also your light. Keep turning towards me, letting the glory of my presence soak into you. My radiant beauty brightens your life and changes your perspective. When you turn away from me and forget that I am with you, your world looks very dark. Indeed, there is much darkness in this deeply fallen world you inhabit. However, I am the light that shines on in the darkness, so don't be afraid, my child. Trust me wholeheartedly, no matter how gloomy things may appear, and I will transform your darkness into light. The fear of man is a snare. A snare is a kind of trap, something that entangles you, making it difficult for you to escape. Fear of man involves being overly concerned about what others think of you. It's an unhealthy, ungodly focus, seeing yourself through the eyes of others. This fear can be crippling, and it is full of distortions. Other people's views of you are distorted by their sinful nature. Furthermore, it's almost impossible to know what they really think about you. When you view yourself from others' perspectives, you add your own distortions to theirs. As you strive to present an acceptable persona, you become trapped. When you realize that the fear of man is motivating you, controlling your thoughts and behavior, come to me. At your request, I will forgive you for making others' views of you into an idol. I will help you break free from these entanglements. So affirm your trust in me and take time to enjoy my presence. As you forget about yourself and focus on me, your loving Lord, you grow increasingly free. Thank you, Lord. Oh, the notes, yeah. What did I do? Okay, you guys are gonna love this. So, where did my notes go? I don't know. We got a couple of other little YouTubers I want to not recommend, but some people that I enjoy, that you might enjoy, that bring the news, that bring the word in a in a nice way, you know. Let me just pull one of these up for a moment here. That one's called Strength for Today. Do I have it? Nope. I believe this is it. Yes, this gentleman right here. Strength for Today. This is Brother Matt or Matthew. All right. Very, very soft-spoken, very nice, kind-hearted man. Does a nice job. He's kind of new at the YouTube and live stream and stuff, but he's doing a really good job. I enjoy some of his reports. That's Strength for Today, and that's Brother Matt. And I got another guy here. What the heck is can I pull that up? Where did this guy go? I've just been enjoying his reports, and it's just somebody else that you might enjoy as well. Oh, where'd it go? There we go. This gentleman here, Tom at Watchman River. So we have Matthew and Thomas, brothers Matthew and Thomas, okay? Come over to listen to these two guys. I'll just give you a brief little, he's got a nice, soothing voice.
It sounds kind of yucky to me, but
all right. So he's a kind-hearted man. You might enjoy some of his reports. Just a few things I'm always, suggesting channels or whatever. I enjoy these two guys. Like, say, if your nerves are fried and you're tired of hearing the news through mainstream media or whatever, you come over here. He does a very gentle report. Same with Brother Matt. Or two gentlemen I thought you guys might enjoy. All right, I think that was going to be it for tonight. Except we need one last thing here. Hang on. I'm trying to get that one shot. You know what? Never mind that one. Let's just come over here. Pull up this. Oh, well, what we're reading to. All right, so got a few new people to, go check out. I know some of you already there.
What you need this.
I know a couple of you guys are already watching those two. So, but a few of you might enjoy them. So just come back over here to this image for a second here. Event happened on Easter. Don't know the importance of that. And let me just get a better image, right? Or not, my hand's on the way. There we go. There's a better image right there. Okay, so that was our reading. A couple of friends, yeah. And everybody brace for, a little burp of pressure coming up from down below. And also, thankfully, our Schumann resonance has returned. Even though it's squealing, I'd rather have squealing than a really weak field. Okay, so everybody keep praying for each other. Pray for each other's strength and endurance. Okay, and keep your head up. Keep looking up. There's more signs coming. He's moving. His hand is moving. 2024. Okay, so that's it for tonight. I love you all. God bless you all. And until my next show, I'll be back. I'm already back. Can't you tell?